What is up everyone, Shocari here, and today I am bringing you my deck profile for Violet Inboots and her Ghost Army for the EX11 Dawn of Liberator format. Today's question of the day is, which Liberator deck is your favorite? Comment down below. Starting with the eggs, I'm running 1 copy of BT20 DemiMeramon and 4 copies of BT23 DemiMeramon. I actually think it might be more correct to run 4 copies of BT20 simply because the ability to recur some of our cards might be more important than simply giving something blocker and retaliation for a turn. But I can't say that with absolute certainty. I just know that there were definitely plenty of times that I was actually kind of wishing it was my primary egg. You probably don't even need 5 either, but I think both effects are really solid to have. For rookies, we have 4 copies each of BT20 and BT21 Ghostmon. BT20 searches us a Ghost and a Liberator from the top 3 of our deck, while BT21 digivolves into a Ghost for 1 less. 3 copies of EX11 Ghostmon rounds it out, who can give one of our Ghosts retaliation until the opponent's turn ends, when moving or on play. All 3 give 1 memory on deletion for their inherited effect. Champion lineup has 4 copies each of BT20 and BT15 Bakemon. BT20 plays us a Violet from hand if we have 1 or fewer Tamers, while BT15 lets us draw 1 then discard 1 when digivolving and on deletion. Then I have 2 copies of Promo Bakemon, who on player when digivolving lets us trash a card in our hand to delete one of our opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. The Promo and BT15 Bakemons both give retaliation for their inherited effect, while BT20 gives 1 memory on deletion. The ultimates consist of 4 copies each of BT20 and BT23 Phantomon, who both let us play a level 4 or lower Ghost from trash on deletion for their inheritable and main effect. BT20 has Execute on top of that, while BT23 can warp from Ghostmon if you have Violet out by placing a Bakemon from trash underneath it. Our megas consist of 3 copies of EX11 Necromon, 2 BT23 Necromon, and 3 Dullahamon. You could probably run BT20 Necromon if you want, but I found these to be sufficient. All 3 have Execute. EX11 Necro also has Piercing, and on play when digivolving on deletion, deletes our opponent's Digimon with the lowest level, then we can play a level 4 or lower Ghost from our trash for free. Also on deletion, it digivolves one of our Ghosts on field into a Ghost in the hand for free. BT23 Necro has an on play, on deletion, play a level 5 or lower Ghost from trash for free, and then all turns when another Digimon attacks, we can delete it to delete one of our Digimon's level 6 or lower Digimon, and then if this effect didn't delete an opponent's Digimon, the attack ends. Dullahamon also has Piercing and Security Attack +1, as well as when digivolving, delete our opponent's highest level Digimon, and if it didn't delete, it gains 5000 DP for the turn. When it's deleted, we can play level 6 or lower Ghosts from the trash for free. For Tamers, we have 2 EX11 Violets, 3 BT20 Violets, and 2 BT23 Violets. EX11 is a memory setter, putting us to 3 at the start of our turn, and then on our turn, if one of our Ghosts attacks, we can suspend her to draw 1 then trash 1, and if it's attacking by Execute, it can digivolve into a Ghost in our hand with the cost reduced by 2. BT20 Violet gives us a memory at the start of our main phase if our opponent has a Digimon, and then when any of our Ghosts are deleted, we can suspend her so one of our Ghosts can digivolve into a Ghost from our hand with the cost reduced by 2. BT23 Violet can bottom deck herself to play a Violet from hand for free, then play a Ghostmon from trash for free if we don't have a Digimon. She also sets up any of our Digimon digivolves into a Ghost, we can suspend her to give it Rush. To round the deck out, we have 3 copies of Wisdom Training, 1 copy of Purple Scramble, and 2 copies of Unique Emblem Soul Banquet, which lets us play a Ghostmon or Violet from our trash or hand for free. With the delay effect, when any of our Violets suspend, we can digivolve one of our Ghosts into a Ghost or Liberator in our hand with the cost reduced by 3. So pretty much our entire plan is to be constantly killing our own Digimon off to keep killing our opponent's field off while gaining tons of resource advantage by gaining memory back, swarming the field, and just keeping relatively topped off. Before we get into the gameplay, if at any point you guys are enjoying the video, please consider leaving a like as it really helps the channel out, and maybe even subscribe so you can see more deck profiles like this one. With that out of the way, it's time for the digital gate to open. Alright, for the first game we are up against Vortexdramon, and let's just go ahead and mulligan into something better. We'll hatch DemiMera and digivolve into Ghost, then pass by playing Violet. Our opponent will hatch Fluffy, digivolve into Taro, then again into Gale, and then pass turn by playing Shoto. We'll go ahead and move Ghost up since we can't use Violet, then digivolve into Bake, drawing Necro and pitching another Bake. We'll swing, hitting as a Faga, but we can still gain a memory back, and then draw 1, trash 1 again. We'll draw into Ghost and end up trashing the Wisdom Training. Then we play the Ghost, adding Phanto and the Emblem to hand, passing turn. They move Gale up, then digivolve into Grand Gale, suspending Ghost to gain 3000 per turn. They'll swing into us with Vortex, killing Ghost and gaining 3 memory back from inheritables. They'll end turn by warping into Vortexdramon, who does nothing since they can't suspend anything. Our turn, so we hatch DemiMera and use Violet to play out Ghost from trash, adding a Ghost and Violet to our hand. We'll throw a Ghost on the egg and then turn the Ghost on field into the Bake we drew to play Violet. We'll give our opponent 9 memory by just hard playing Necro from hand in order to kill Zafaga, while also playing a Ghost from trash to add Phanto and Necro to hand. They'll hatch Fluffy and use Shoto to play out a Taro who suspends Necro. Fluffy goes into another Taro, then Taro on field goes into Gale, who suspends Bake so it can go into Grand Gale for reduced cost. Grand Gale suspends Ghost to play a Gale from hand, who suspends itself to play out Shoto. They play Agility Training to add Tarot to hand, then play it to add Mucho and Tarot to hand from the top of their deck. They'll pass by Digivolving Tarot on field into Gale and suspending Shoto to give Grand Gale Piercing and Blocker until the end of our turn. Ghost will move up and Violet will give us 1 memory. Necro swings into the suspended Gale since it has Piercing and they don't block, but we hit Safaga in Security. We'll delete their other Gale and play Bake from trash, then Violet turns our old Bake into Phanto for reduced cost. Then Necro's other effect will upgrade it into Dullahamon for free, who then deletes Grand Gale. He'll swing with Sec +1, hitting their emblem, which adds Grand Gale to hand, then it's just 2 swings with our remaining ghosts to end the game. Next, we're up against HeavyMetaldramon, and we are going second. Our hand is looking pretty good, so we won't mulligan. Our opponent will hatch Ya and Digivolve into Imp, then pass turn by playing Unique Emblem Melting Recital to add Heavy Metal and Yuki to hand. We'll hatch DemiMera and slap a Ghost on it, then end by playing another Ghost who gives itself Retaliation. Move Imp up to trash Yuki from hand to gain 1 memory. They'll play a Yuki from hand to end their turn. Ghost moves up, and we Digivolve into Bake, trashing a Violet to delete their Imp. Ghost swings, dies, we Digivolve into Phanto to execute, then gain 1 memory, play a Bake back out, and our opponent surrenders. Finishing things out is a game versus Skadimon, where we are going second. Our hand doesn't look too bad though, so we'll keep it. They'll hatch Hiari and pass by choosing to Digivolve into Penguin for 1. We'll hatch DemiMera, go into Ghost, and put them at 1 by playing Wisdom Training, grabbing Bake off the top. They'll play Mental Training, grabbing Penguin. We move Ghost up and pop the Training to go into Bake for free, drawing 1 and trashing Phanto. We'll end by going into Phanto to execute, hitting Unique Emblem Frozen Crown, which grabs them Skadi and Suzume, while we gain 1 memory and play Bake back from trash, giving it Blocker and Retaliation. They move up Penguin, then go into Frigi for reduced cost, who gains them a memory since we have no Digivolution cards. They pop their Training to go into Polar Bear, who puts Bake at the bottom of security since it has no Digivolution cards. They'll finish by playing Suzume, triggering their emblem to allow Polar Bear to go into Skadi for reduced cost. Skadi plays a Penguin from hand, who grabs another Polar Bear off the top, then Skadi plays his Penguin at the bottom of their security. We'll hatch DemiMera and go into Ghost, then play a Ghost to grab Ghost and Violet off the top. We pass by Digivolving Ghost on field into Bake to play out Violet. They'll hatch Hiari and gain a memory from Suzume. They play Penguin from hand, searching Suzume and Penguin off the top. Suzume on field suspends to trash Ghost from under Bake. Skadi swings at Bake and places Penguin as the bottom security so Skadi can suspend, and they have Piercing so they still hit our security for +1. Skadi swings again, hitting a Necro in security, but has Barrier so the second check still goes through. They'll play Penguin, adding Frigi to hand to end their turn. Our Ghost moves up, and since Violet's on field, we can warp into Phanto at a reduced cost thanks to our Ghost. We'll then go into Dullahamon to wipe out Skadi, then execute into their Penguin. We hit an Emblem again, which adds Skadi and Suzume to their hand, then a Blue Scramble, which plays out a Penguin. We then gain 2 memory, play a Bake, play a Necro, which kills Penguin, and plays another Bake, and give one of the Bake's Retaliation and Blocker. They move up Penguin and gain a memory from Suzume. They Digivolve into Frigi for reduced cost, who plays a Suzume, which triggers the emblem to Digivolve Frigi into Polar Bear, preventing our sourceless Bake we beefed up from being able to suspend or activate Digivolving effects. They suspend Suzume to do absolutely nothing, then play Blue Scramble to Digivolve into Skadi for reduced cost, who can then play a Skadi from hand since we have 3 Digimon with no sources. Skadi swings for 2 checks since we can no longer block, putting Necro as our bottom security to unsuspend itself, hitting a Wisdom Training and a Bake. It swings again, safe from Necro thanks to jamming. As the biggest surprise ever, they DNA Digivolve both Skadis into Aegisdramon, bottom decking the rest of my field and swinging for game. And there we have it. Overall, I really love this deck. I think it can do so much for so little, but the biggest issue is that you don't really have a reliable form of defense as you typically have just 1 blocker at any given time, and that can be bypassed in numerous ways. There's certainly other cards you can throw in to spice things up depending on your liking, like Chimeramon to recur an additional inheritable from the trash as well as being an easy DNA for game type of play, or other options like Vortex Resonance, Digital Gate Open, Calling from Darkness, Demonic Disaster, Pandemonium Flame, or even Soul Fear, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, there's Ghosts. It's easily my favorite deck out of the Liberator series. If there's any other decks you guys would like to see me cover, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like to support the channel and consider subscribing. Until next time, take care.